Good morning, everybody. So I figured that since my gender reveal is coming up soon, I thought we could have some fun. So I looked up some old wives' tales to determine the gender. Now I know for a fact that they aren't accurate, and maybe some of them seem more accurate, but I can't bet on the answers to accurately determine what the baby is. So at the end, I'll also tell you what I think I'm having just based on like my feelings and like my gut instinct. My feelings were right the first time, so I'm hoping I'm right this time. Not even because I want that specific gender, but just because, I like being right. I have a bet going on right now, so I have to be right. As long as he or she is happy and healthy, I really don't care what I'm having. That's just kind of how I am. So we shall see. All right, so let's get into it. So the first tale has to do with cravings. If you're craving more sweets, then you're having a girl. If you crave more salty and savory foods, then you're having a boy. Now, this pregnancy is a little tough for me. Also, I'm trying to like think of my last pregnancy as well. My last pregnancy, I didn't crave as much because of the morning sickness, but whenever I did crave, it was almost always salty and savory foods. I'm not a big sweets person, believe it or not. I know this face is nice and chunky, but I don't really care for sweets too much. But this pregnancy, I crave more foods than I did last time. I'm craving a lot this trimester. Most of it's really healthy, some of it not so much. I mean, hey, what are you gonna do? I don't go for every craving I have, but I do crave them. This time I do feel like I crave more sweets. Not sweets in the sense of like candy or anything, more like I crave strawberries, or I did. I don't anymore. I craved grapes, milkshakes. That's kind of like that sweet thing I've had. But I still crave a lot of savory foods and salty foods, which I guess is good because I need the salt, but I still crave more of that. So, like, I crave French fries and I crave like wraps. So, I want to say if I'm thinking of what I crave more, it would have to be the savory stuff. So, this will go for a boy. The next old wives' tale pertains to heartburn. Supposedly, if you have constant or more intense heartburns, you're having a girl. If you have little to no heartburn, you're having a boy. I'm not sure if any of these tales are meant to be used as predictions later in the pregnancy. I am still early in my pregnancy. Most of my heartburn last time was in my third trimester. Last pregnancy, and even when I was younger hearing about pregnancies, I was always told that heartburn meant that your baby had a lot of hair. Maybe that's true too. I don't know. But I want to say that this time I definitely get a lot of heartburn and it is horrible. I wouldn't say it's constant, but it is definitely intense when it happens. There's no like slight heartburn. It's 0 to 100. So I will put this for a girl. The next one is about morning sickness. It says if you experience a lot of morning sickness, then you are having a girl. But if you don't experience morning sickness, then you are having a boy. Really freaking ironic since last time I had morning sickness the entire time and everybody was telling me I was having a girl. I knew I was having a boy and I ended up having a boy. I had that intuition then. You see why I try to go with that one? So this one does throw me off. The fact that this is more geared towards a girl throws me off. I do have morning sickness this time, but it's not the same as last time. And yeah, sometimes it's, often, but it's only in the morning, whereas last time it was like throughout the entire day. So I'm not sure if I can consider this a lot of morning sickness. So I don't know what to put this as. This time, my morning sickness is maybe once a day or, every other day or every few days. But it's not every single day, multiple times a day, all the time type of thing. Based on my experiences, I want to give this to the girl just because it is vastly different from my last pregnancy, but I'm going to go based specifically off the old wives' tale and I'm going to give this to the boys. The next one makes me sad. So the next one is about hair and nails. If you have brittle and dry hair or nails, then you're having a girl. If you have shiny, luscious, healthy hair and nails, you're having a boy. So I have always had thick hair, but my nails weren't always strong, especially after getting like the acrylic and the gel tips when I was in college. But last pregnancy, I had even more hair, which is a lot to handle because it's already so thick. And it was so luscious and healthy. Nothing looked dead. I couldn't even find a split end. And my nails were so strong. It was the best thing ever. My nails actually kind of kept that up even after the pregnancy. Unfortunately, I didn't have the same luck this time. I feel like my hair does look healthier overall, but I have lost a bit of hair since getting pregnant. Like I still have thick hair, but compared to what it usually is, I definitely feel a difference in volume, which is really hard for me. It's really makes me emotional and very upset. And it definitely dries out a lot faster. It still looks, like I said, I feel a lot better. It feels softer type of thing, but it definitely dries out fast. My nails, however, are still amazing. Like these things are beautiful. I am going to give this to the girls just because of my hair being so drastically different and that being for the old wives' tale. So yeah, to the girls. The next one also makes me sad. So it's about acne. So the old wives' tale says if you have acne, then you're having a girl. If you don't have acne, then you're having a boy. Essentially, between hair, skin, and nails, you're either glowing for a boy or not for a girl. I am definitely not glowing this time. That kills me on the inside. I never had acne, not even going through puberty. I rarely had even a single pimple. It would have to be once every so often during, that time of the month. Maybe, not always. My skin was something that, I used to work at a deli and people would ask me what I did to keep my skin so clear, and I didn't do anything. I didn't have products. I just washed my face with soap and water. However, I seem to have a new freaking pimple every single day, maybe every other day if I'm lucky. And I hate it. And it's hard for me to handle. In the very beginning, when I found out I was pregnant, I had a lot of acne. It slowed down a bit now, but just today I found new acne after my skin was clear for maybe 2 or 3 days. So I'm sad. So unfortunately, this one goes to the girls. I wish this one didn't go to the girls. I wish I had the glowing skin and the luscious hair, and no. Now let's talk about pregnancy brain. Everybody gets it, from what I hear. Maybe that's not true. Who knows? This old wives' tale states that if you are alert and steady on your feet, you're having a girl. If you are tired and clumsy, you are having a boy. I am perpetually tired and my balance isn't great either. So this doesn't have to be explained in too much detail. It's going to the boys. The next two tales are both going to be relating to the baby bump. Now, obviously, I'm still pretty early in the pregnancy. I only have a tiny bump, but I'll see what I can do with answering this. So the first is about positioning. Speaking of positioning, I'm all the way to the side, and I don't know why. Let's fix that, shall we? So if you're carrying high, you're having a girl. If you're carrying low, you're having a boy. I do feel like I'm carrying a bit on the higher side. So this will go to the girls. More just because I'm noticing it on the higher side. It could change. I'm not too stressed about these two tales just because I'm really early. So I'll give this to the girls. The next bump associated tale pertains to the shape of the bump. If your bump is wide, then you're having a girl. If it's narrow, then you're having a boy. To be honest, I just can't tell. It doesn't look wide to me, but it also doesn't look narrow. So I'll just put one on each side. I'll just try kind of give it to the both of them. The next one is about feet changes. I hate feet, so this is just kind of weird to me, but whatever. If your feet don't swell, then you're having a girl. If your feet do swell, then you're having a boy. Now, every woman in my life has told me that their feet have changed size over the course of having children and that they swelled every single time they were pregnant. I did not swell in my last pregnancy, like at all. I could still wear my rings. My feet were still in the same shoes. No swelling whatsoever. This time so far, there's no swelling. I actually don't really wear my rings this time though, because for some reason they're actually getting too big on me and they like jingle a little bit. So I don't understand that. Sometimes they go right back to perfect size, but lately they've been a little bit loose. I was under the impression that swelling happens later in the pregnancy though, so maybe it's a bit too early for me to tell. However, for the purpose of this quiz, I'm giving it to the girls. The next two are about my girls. um, if your chest feels fuller and is proportioned to the rest of your body, then you're having a girl. If your chest feels too large and heavy, especially compared to the rest of your body, then you're having a boy. Yet again, something I didn't experience in my last pregnancy with a boy. However, to try not to think too hard about it and give myself a headache, as of right now, I have no changes in size. Maybe they're a little fuller, but they're still proportionate, still amazing as ever. So I will give this to the girls. The next one's a little weird, so sorry, guys. But if my chest looks darker in certain areas, then I'm having a boy. If it stays the same, I'm having a girl. By this point in the last pregnancy, I did notice a change. So I don't feel it's too soon to answer this question, but as of right now, I see no changes. Again, maybe it happens later for this specific pregnancy for me, but who knows? So I will give this to the girls. Now we can talk about weight gain. If I gain weight throughout my entire body, then I'm having a girl. If I gain weight only in my belly, then I'm having a boy. I've really just fluctuated between losing a pound and gaining 2 pounds this entire pregnancy so far. I mean, I'm saying entire, like it's been forever. It's only been 3.5 months. But I haven't. I lost a little. I fluctuated up a little. I stayed the same. I'm basically at the same weight. However, I do feel like in certain parts of my body, I look a little bit smaller. And then in my stomach, I am having a small bump. Nothing crazy, just a little bit noticeable that there is a baby going on. So I will count this being as more centered to the stomach, which means this is going to go to the boys. This next one's a little weird. They're all weird, let's be honest. But it talks about my husband's weight gain. So apparently, if he gains weight, we're having a girl. If he doesn't gain weight or gains minimal weight, we're having a boy. In the 6 years I have been with this man, he has barely gained any weight. And he eats like a monster, like an absolute monster. My son's the same way. I'm kind of jealous because I don't eat and I gain weight. Granted, I know by this point that that's my problem, but that's not important. This boy eats a lot and he can really keep it down. He doesn't gain. I could never eat as much as he does. Kudos to him. Anyway, this may be too early to tell, but my man hasn't changed. So this is going to the boys. We're almost done, guys. I promise. The next old wives' tale is about the baby's heartbeat. If the baby's heart rate is over 140 beats per minute, we're having a girl. If it is under 140, then we're having a boy. This is also funny because my son was in the 150s. However, at my most recent ultrasound, they told me that the heart rate was 146. So, based on the tale, this goes to the girls. Now let's talk about sleep. If I sleep on my right side, I'm having a girl. If I sleep on my left side, I'm having a boy. To all the people who sleep on their backs and stomachs, I have questions for you. How do you even answer that? Interestingly enough, I almost always sleep on my left side, at least when I fall asleep. I sleep like a demon, so if I fall asleep on one side, I may not wake up in the same position. I've gotten better with it since having a baby. It seems like I tend to stay more still than I used to, but there are still some nights where the demon comes out and the sleep is, interesting. It was a lot worse when I was younger, though. But the last couple weeks, I have slept on my right side. I don't know why, because I usually find it to be the most uncomfortable way to sleep, but it's less uncomfortable than sleeping on my left side for some reason this time around. So this will go to the girls. So I'll give this to the girls, but I'm kind of wanting to put one for the boys too, because there's still times where I do sleep on my left side. It's just I've been sleeping more on my right side. So you know what? Put it for both of them. That's fine. What do you guys think? You think I should put it for both? I'm going to put it for both of them just in case. If you think I should change it, I will. But I'm going to put it for both of them just to be fair. While 85 to 90% of the time I am on my right side these days, there is still 10% where I'm on my left side. So I can't rule that out. You know what I mean? This last one is tough for me. So if my blood pressure is lower than normal, then I'm having a girl. If it stays the same, then I'm having a boy. I have low blood pressure to begin with, so I'm always lower than normal. I'm supposed to take medicine for low blood pressure, but at least the specific one that I'm prescribed is not allowed while you're pregnant. Not entirely sure if that's for every single med, but just at least the one that I'm taking. My doctor didn't give me another option, though, so maybe none of them are the best to take while pregnant. Who knows? I don't question too much. My blood pressure has stayed the same this pregnancy. It has not changed. I am still low, but you guys tell me in the comments what you think. I'm going to give it to the boys since it technically has stayed the same, but do you think I should change the answer since my blood pressure is already low? So this is most of the old wives' tales that I could find. I did not do every single one that I saw because some of them involved me doing things like pulling out my hair and tying it to a ring. And since I've lost some hair, I am not willing to lose any more voluntarily. I most likely didn't see every tale that exists either. I wonder if there was any I missed. It looks like, based on the fact that I gave 2 of the tales to both of them, we have 10 points for the girls and 8 points for the boys. So the girls won. It was pretty close though, so I'll give that to them. It really could go either way. You're almost 50-50 there. Interesting. I'm very curious. I personally think I'm having a girl, not because of the old wives' tales. Actually, the first time I looked at these old wives' tales, because I was super early, it came out that the boys won barely. So it's kind of like 50-50. My pregnancy this time is so different. And I know that every pregnancy is different overall, but I'm not glowing. I actually want sweets, whereas I really don't like sweets. I'm moody. I'm irritable. Just call it a feeling. I just feel like it's a girl. I could very well be wrong. Super wrong. Who knows? I don't care. Whatever happens for the second baby, I am happy if they're happy and healthy. Obviously, just like the old wives' tales, I can't bet on my feelings to be the answer that's foolproof, but I'm going to let my feelings guide my answer for now. So I think I'm having a girl. Soon I'll be able to actually give you guys a definitive answer, which I'm excited to find out about. But anyway, I have to shut up now. I do want to say that this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing this. It was just something silly. Let me know in the comments what you guys think I'm having and if there are any other old wives' tales that you know of, and maybe I can answer them for you in my next video if I have those answers. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.